Things are gonna get easier. Ooh, wake up and Barca. Ba, 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 ba. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's a brand new day in Barcelona. It is time to wake up in Barca. Lots of news. Koeman out. Sergi Barjuan in, but only for the time being. All reports showing that Xavi is on his way back to the camp now. Lots of excitement, a little bit of bitterness around Koeman from what I'm seeing in the comments on my videos lately. So we're going to talk about all that going on at Barcelona, the changing of managers. Plus, we will take a look ahead at Saturday's match against Alaves. If you have not done so already, if this is your first time finding us, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can be part of the conversation with Culers from around the world as we catch up on all the news headlines here on Wake Up in Barca. Let's go ahead and get this party started the right way, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the undefeated Mustache John.
All right, my friends. So let's get some reactions. I'm sure most of you saw my uploaded video when Koeman was sacked, talking about some of the details around that. Coming after the 1-0 loss away to Rayo Vallecano. We had beaten them in our previous 14 matches. And listen, folks, I said this in the video. It's one thing to lose to Bayern Munich, even Real Madrid, during these times. We're rebuilding. We're going to lose those big matches. There's no reason to lose to Rayo, home or away, in a cow pasture, on a playground somewhere. It doesn't matter. There's no excuse. We should have been able to put out Barca B and have 3 points against Rayo. It was a clear sign that Ronald Koeman had lost the club. It was time to move on. So for everyone that, before you even say it, oh, John, this whole time you wanted Koeman this whole time. You never said Koeman out, not even once. Boo. Yeah. It's because in most of these matches, wouldn't have made a difference. If we would have had Xavi, would have had Pep Guardiola, would have had Jurgen Klopp, doesn't matter for most of these matches. But something happened with El Clasico where the club, the players, lost their faith in Koeman. Once that happens, you got to move on. So now was the time to do it. I didn't agree with the decision anytime up until that loss against Rayo. I immediately messaged Ayush. I said, listen, I know I've been supportive. I know I've been standing up for him, but you got to go. When the team no longer believes in you, when the players don't have the mentality that they need, they don't have the buy-in to the system, managers got to go. Got to go. So that's what's happening. Sergi Barjuan, former Barcelona player from 1993 to 2002, is coming in. He's only been the Barca B manager since June. So he's coming in as interim, and Xavi reportedly is on his way. Let's go ahead and get caught up on the chat. Good morning, coffee. Cheers to you, sir. Kudis. Hello, hello. Was it a mercy sacking? Probably. I mean, it wasn't going to get any better for Ronald Koeman. The players, like I said, were losing faith. And you got it. Listen, he came in at a time when no one else wanted the job, when Barcelona was at its lowest point. Messi was trying to leave for the first time. And you know what? He got us a trophy. This year, he wasn't allowed to do his normal 3-5-2 formation, which is what he likes to play. So he was forced to play a formation that he doesn't typically run as a manager because Barcelona plays a 4-3-3. So Laporta said, you're going to do a 4-3-3. And he left the Dutch national team where he was doing quite well. So he sacrificed a good job where people appreciated him to come to Barcelona, which was a suicide mission. So I'm not going to sit here and dump on him. I think Ronald Koeman did what he could. Could he have done more? Sure. Is he the best tactician in the world? No, of course not. But he came in, filled the role, did what he could, got us a Copa del Rey trophy. Players lost faith. Time to move on. No big deal. No hard feelings. Ronald Koeman. What else we got here? Coffee says, sacked on the air. Yep, pretty brutal. Martins, hello. Good morning, sir. Hassan, good morning. Who else we got? Levi, hello. Good morning. How we doing? Hassan says, October 27th is Barca Fans Day. I don't know about all that. I mean, guys, we don't need to celebrate sacking Ronald Koeman. It's not something to, be proud of that we're now in our, third manager in 2 years. It's not a good look, folks. It is not a good look. And Levi, I wouldn't say he had his status legend status revoked. Again, you guys got to be have a little bit more of a broader perspective on this, okay? It's really easy to blame Ronald Koeman, but I think that is a lazy way out of the current situation. Coffee says, Madrid drew, Bayern got humiliated. Yes, they did. Juventus lost to Sassuolo, and City got knocked out of the Carabao Cup by West Ham, and Coleman got sacked all on the same day. Yes, he did. Yes, indeed. Busy day in football world. Vipula says, was he doing a good job at Netherlands, though? Yes. Yes, he was. I think all reports were that everyone was very happy with him. Martin says, hey, John, with all your beard growing in, we might now call ourselves the Beard and Mustache Gang. Not quite. This is just laziness. There's a little bit of fall going on right now. We are still the Stash Squad here, and I am still the undefeated Mustache John, despite any lazy man beard that may come creeping in here. Krispy Kreme donut, good morning, and my goodness, I would love a box of donuts right now. Yum. I think it's because last year on October 27th, Bartomeu resigned. Oh, I did not realize that. Okay. Did not make that connection that Bartomeu resigned last year, and this year, Ronald Koeman going out. Lolaksan, hello, good morning from Uzbekistan. Right on. Pretty sure you're the first one to claim Uzbekistan, so welcome. Thrawn says, what kind of performance are you expecting with Sergi Barjuan? Ooh, we're going to talk about that. We're going to go over a couple of headlines, and we're going to do a little match preview for Alaves, talk about how Barcelona might line up without a Ronald Koeman. Typically, when you have someone new coming in, there'll be some changes made, but you got to keep in mind, as I pull up the right template here, there we go, you got to keep in mind that this isn't his baby. You know what I mean? He might only have one match with the club. The way that things are moving, how quickly we're looking to get Xavi in, there might only be one Barjuan match. Well, we do play Zenit on Tuesday. Not Zenit, Dynamo. We play Dynamo on Tuesday, so that's also a possibility. He might be there for both of those matches. Vipula says, Levi says, funny how you wanted Koeman out immediately left. Are you on the board or something? What? Funny how when you wanted Koeman out, he immediately left. Okay, I get what you're saying. Funny how when you wanted Koeman out, he immediately left. Are you on the board or something? I'm not on the board, but I do believe they listen to the channel. I do think I have some indirect influence on how Barcelona is being run. I'm probably not going to ever get the credit that I deserve. You know what I mean? But that's not why I do it. I do it for the good of the club. So I know that Joan Laporta and others watch this channel. They get a lot of their strategic direction from the advice that I give here. But I don't need credit for it. I don't need credit. You guys know. You guys know what's going on, obviously. The Stash Squad knows who's really influencing Barcelona right now. Kenley, good morning, sir. Vipula says, Laporte has a press conference going on right now. Why don't we listen to it? Because copyrights. Martin's Marvel, looking forward to the new era post-Koeman. Thrawn says, poor Dembele always receiving a new manager right after recovering from injury. Actually, let me pull that up real quick. Ayush, a.k.a. Riot Gaming, sent me something pretty funny on Instagram. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. And I'll show you guys that, and then we'll take a look at some lineups and whatnot. I pull this up. Okay, share the screen. So this is a funny little meme. Dembele, when he returns from injury and sees PK tackling Messi, Ramos fighting for Messi, Griezmann scoring against Barca, 2 De Jongs in one team, and an underage kid with the number 10. I thought this was funny. I thought this was pretty funny. Good stuff. Jumping back to this, I want to address this comment. Nick, good morning, sir. Levi says, I would prefer if Xavi came next July. Now listen, this is very interesting, folks, because I was saying this whole time that changing managers probably would not make a huge difference. Okay? Ronald Koeman slipped below the expectation even for today's standards. If Xavi comes in, do not expect that bar to be raised above the expectation for where it was. We will still probably lose to Bayern. We will still probably struggle against teams like Real and Atletico. We will still have to work out getting these youth players experience so that they are up to the level that we need them to be for us to be world champions again. So I'm just be ready for when Xavi comes in for it to still be a bit of a mess, a bit of a disaster. We are in a rebuilding period that a swap out of managers won't completely fix. I expect we're going to turn things around a little bit. I expect better results. I expect some more enthusiasm, some more passion, some more enjoyment on the pitch from the players. But at the end of the day, folks, we still have to keep our expectations kind of limited. Lucefo, good morning, sir, says good morning, even though it's past midnight here in Samau. No worries. Morning can happen anytime for anybody. You know what I mean? If it's my morning, I could say good morning. You can say good morning. I know there's people that watch this on the West Coast later on because it's too early for them. People on the East Coast that don't want to get up at 7, they'll watch it when they get up. All that cool things. We got Culers from around the world here on the channel. Josh Pohl, new to the channel. Good morning, sir. Asks, do our players have the mojo of cutting between the lines like Pep's Man City? We'll see. I'm very curious how we end up playing under a different manager. It'll be a little bit telling. We shall see. Levi says might buy a Xavi jersey. I'm sure you can find one still. Coffee says at least he won't use PK at striker. You hold your tongue, young man. You hold your tongue. I would not count those chickens before they're hatched. We still only have Aguero and Luke de Jong as available number 9s. So late in the match, would you rather have Luke de Jong or would you rather have PK up there as a target man? Riddle me that, because a new manager coming in doesn't change that. Thrawn says, should do a podcast with other football channel to discuss the latest news on the worldwide football. Sure. I am at the stage now where I'm looking at doing some collaborations, maybe having some interviews on the channel. At the same time, not everyone is open to collaborating. Some people want to keep their audience as their audience. I've certainly said no to some people that have reached out to do some collaborations. It's understandable. It is what it is. But yeah, collaborations will happen here on this channel eventually. Sem FCT, good morning, sir. No worries if you're late. We're not taking attendance here necessarily. Nick agrees with me. PK over Luke. Levi says hopefully he won't play Coutinho. He will. He will definitely play Coutinho. In fact, I think if anybody should be excited about Xavi coming back, number one might be Coutinho. I think Xavi will have the vision for how to get the best out of Coutinho. Where can we play him so that he feels comfortable? We're getting the most out of his performance and his time at Barcelona. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, Lincoln. Let's go Barcelona news. See what pops up here. We'll cover a couple of headlines, and then we are going to take a look at a potential lineup for Alaves, which is going to be Saturday, right here on the Undefeated channel. We will be back to our regularly scheduled live streams. Excuse me. Get that burp out of the way. We're going to be going live 2:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Make sure you come and hang out with us. We'll do a full pregame with predictions and lineup, and then we'll get into the live match where I'll be providing the commentary and communicating in the chat with Culers from around the world. Okay, we can go with this. This is 2 hours ago from Barca Blaugranes. FC Barcelona news. Sergi Barjuan named interim coach. Xavi agrees deal with Barca. Let's see if we can get some details here. Sergi Barjuan, caretaker of FC Barcelona. FC Barcelona hereby announces that Sergi Barjuan, the coach of Barca B, shall be taking provisional charge of the technical management of the senior squad. His interim position as first-team head coach shall end as soon as the club have hired a full-time coach to replace the dismissed Ronald Koeman. I do believe that's a quote straight from Barcelona's website. Let's go. This one might be the latest. Xavi Hernandez reaches a deal with Barcelona. think that's what we want to go with. Barcelona will try and get rid of Luke de Jong in the January window. We'll click on that one next. I know it's just a rumor, but nobody's excited for him right now. Nobody's excited. I want to play this, but I also don't want to get a copyright strike, so we're not going to play it. Sport have learned from sources close to the deal that Xavi Hernandez and FC Barcelona have reached a deal for him to coach the team. After Ronald Koeman was sacked, the club turned to their former midfielder coaching Al Sadd in Qatar. He was their first option this time around. With the deal sealed, now they just need to reach an agreement with Al Sadd. The coach has a €1 million release clause. Of course, we have to pay. They hope the deal could be made official in the coming hours. Barcelona and Xavi have also agreed on his technical team. His brother Oscar and Sergi Alegre are assistants, and Ivan Torres as a fitness coach. Interesting. Okay. So what are we thinking about that, folks? We might be hours away here from the official announcement. I know Laporta's doing a press conference right now, but I don't think he's going to actually be making that announcement just yet. Theron says Coutinho would fit perfectly in a Xavi team since Xavi is a big fan of wings and center attacking mids. Coutinho's not a winger. He can drift off to that left-hand side, but he is not a winger. If you keep him starting from that left wing position, he just feels out of place. Let's see. Lee Hitch, good morning, sir. Coming to us from England. Good afternoon to you, I should say. Martin says Puig easily could have left, but he had faith and believes his time will come, and there's something about Puig that reminds me of Xavi. Martin, I hate to disagree with you, but I don't see much of Xavi in Ricky Puig. I think Ricky Puig is a little bit spastic, a little bit sporadic in his movements. He needs to just chill a little bit at times. But with that said, have not seen him on the pitch very often, so I'm sure he'll get another opportunity. Theron says, I respect Koeman for giving Ansu a piece of advice before he left, saying, be Ansu. Listen, there were several players that gave him a nice send-off. Serginho Dest, for example, gave him a thank you for everything that he had done for his career. And several others. Pedri, Serginho Dest, Mingueza, Araujo, Ansu Fati. Well, Ansu Fati debuted before. So four or five players, Gavi, Nico, all these guys were getting playing time. Everyone wants to focus on Ricky Puig and Demir not getting playing time and forgetting about all the other youngsters that are getting that playing time. Simon, good morning, sir. Says, John, as I said, 3rd of November, we will see Xavi with us as Al Sadd. Al Sadd won't want Xavi there for the last 2 games. Then he comes to us for free. Gotcha. Coffee says Xavi wants Koundé. Listen, I'm sure Xavi wants several players that we don't have money to buy. So it won't happen. Jason Hernandez, good morning, sir. Brandall, where you been, buddy? Good morning. Good to see you back in here. Says, still can't believe Koeman is gone. It happened, my friends. It did. All right, let's take a look at this headline real quick before we go over a little preview prediction for Alaves. But listen, I know this is just going to be rumors, but it's almost too funny. Barcelona will try and get rid of Luke de Jong in the January window. He's been terrible, you guys. He's been really bad. You can see in his face that when he gets an opportunity, he's just like, oh, please, God, let me finish this one. And then he just doesn't. He just doesn't happen. Levi, I do remember Doodler. There's a few people that were around for the transition. COVID shutdown led to some FIFA gaming, which brought in, really, that kind of brought in my core audience, because I went from inconsistent streaming to the COVID shutdown to then we started playing some FIFA in June of 2020. Yeah, something like that. And then when the season started again, I had some core people from the FIFA days that have stuck with me. I think Ayush actually is one of those folks. So yeah, I remember most people that are actually part of the conversation. If you're just there watching and you're not participating in the conversation, I probably won't remember you. But I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad you're here with us. I'm glad you're tuned in. And I will once again invite you to be part of that conversation. Levi, we're good. If he wants to come hang out, he can come back. Thrawn says it's going to take some time for Xavi to progress things back together. We must give him time regardless of how he's running the team, good or bad. Yes, 100%. It is not going to be an immediate turnaround where we're right back to Champions League winning ways. We got to be patient, even with Xavi coming in. Yes, Coffee, I remember you, sir. Josh Pohl says it's tough to think how Xavi will adjust. Gavi, Nico, Puig, Busquets, and Frankie in the midfield. Subbing even one will be like criticism from fans. Yeah, when we got everybody fully fit and healthy, you can't have everybody on the pitch at the same time. Anyway, to this article. He was a last-minute signing that nobody understood, but Ronald Koeman backed him. Luke de Jong came in from Sevilla, but his performances have left a lot to be desired, and now he has to go. Barcelona want to reinforce their attack in January, and Barcelona will try and send him away in January, as he won't be getting more minutes. Barcelona's idea was to bear it out with Koeman until the end of the season, but finally they had to act. Now Xavi Hernandez will come in, and he does not want Luke de Jong. Yeah, probably not. Probably not, folks. He's big, he's sluggish. I wanted him to be a better target man, but he's just not. He just isn't what we wanted. Anyway, folks, we've got our first match without Ronald Koeman. So let's take a look, a little pregame preview of what we're going to see against Alaves this Saturday. Once again, we are starting our live stream at 2:30 Eastern Daylight Time. That's about a half an hour before kickoff. We're going to go over the lineup once it's released. We'll talk about predictions, and then we will be here for the live match. I'll be doing the commentary, providing the scores, all the updates. You participate in the chat with Culers from around the world right here on the Undefeated channel. Like I said, Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. All right. So who gets it, folks? Who are we starting with, and what formation are we going with? Give me a formation. Give me your number one player that you're going to build around for this lineup. We do have some injuries to deal with. Goatwait is still out. Dembele still not available. They were saying he might be available for the Real Madrid El Clasico match. Not the case. He's injured. Fati, I'm hoping, is going to be available. He was not available midweek. I'm hoping that he's going to be with us. If not, that's gonna put us right back in the scary injury zone, my friends. Not exciting. So I'm gonna leave Fati in for now, but he might be injured. De Jong is injured. Pedri is injured. Who else? Alba should be okay. Araujo is injured. Is that it? Is that all of our injuries? Am I missing anybody else? I do believe that's it. So we'll gray those folks out. Biggity boom, biggity bow. Let me go back to the chat, see what we got in terms of suggestions for who we play. Nico said, did Aguero play 90 minutes? He did not play 90, but he did play what, like 70, 75, something like that? Levi says, I like Larson, even if he played for Celtic. Yeah, he did get some time at Barca later in his career. I think that's why we brought him back. Coffee says, I feel like Umtiti will play better. I'd love to see it. He clearly has a passion for the club. He does not want to leave. So I would love to see a recovery and a turnaround for Umtiti. That'd be great. What's the return date for Braithwaite? I don't think we have one yet. Barcelona's being very close to the chest with information about when players are actually coming back from injuries. Vipula calling for Aguero to get the start. Levi saying 3-4-3 with Ter Stegen. Sorry, it's going to be a 4-3-3. That's one of the big reasons why Ronald Koeman was kind of handcuffed. Laporta demands that we play a 4-3-3. So that's what we're going to be going with. Sem also says 4-2-3-1 with Busi and Nico in the middle. Lucefo says, funny how people say Xavi doesn't have the experience of coaching Barca when they legit forgot how Pep, Cruyff, and Zidane started. Good point. That is a good point. Simon says Nico was the best player on the pitch. Levi says Langley, Piqué, Garcia, Coutinho, Puig, Nico, De Jong, Aguero, Demir, and Fati. Giving me the full starting 11 there. Interesting. Let's see here. Is Frankie de Jong going to be available? Let's get an injury update on that first, actually. Let's do that. Frankie, if I could spell. Injury update. Obviously can't type. 4 days ago, ruled out with hamstring. 4 days, 2 days ago, 5 days ago, 4 days ago. We'll go 2 days ago. Yada, yada, yada. Send me notifications. No. Injury update. No! What just happened? All right. The news broke by the club. Yada, 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 yada. Frank Neon, right hamstring. I hate when they say this. They say this for all of the injuries. His time away, or he is out, and his recovery will dictate his return. They say that for all the injuries. So I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be getting them back in time or not. We shall see. We'll catch up on the chat here. Says we're going to play a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. I think we're going to go 4-3-3. It's probably what's going to happen. All right. Let's go with the sure thing. We know Ter Stegen's going to get the start. We know that's happening. Who's going to be the center back pairing? We might go with... well, let's do this. Alba on the left. I'm hoping that we get Serginho Dest back in his natural position at right back. He's been playing great, doing what he can on the right wing, but we've seen with his lack of finishing that he is not a right winger. He is not a forward. Center back pairing, I assume we're going to go PK, and I hope that we get Langley back in action. I called for it last match. I think they had a great performance as the duo against Dynamo, and I would like to see more of that. So I'm calling for PK and Langley in the midfield, in the center back pairing. In the midfield, we're going Sergi Busquets. Who's going to go alongside him? I think we could go Coutinho and Xavi. That's a possibility. Or it might be Nico. I'm torn. I'm a little bit torn on Coutinho, Xavi, and Nico. Which two are actually going to get the start? I'm not sure. I think Aguero gets another start. I think Memphis goes on that left-hand side. And maybe we see the young Demir get a start. I think unlikely. I got to admit, unlikely. He just hasn't been performing up to expectations after the fast start being promoted from Barca B. I think it's more likely we're going to see this. Even though he hasn't really been able to finish. I think it's more likely that that's what we'll see. That's my assumption. And we're not going to go too far from what we saw with Ronald Koeman. I see the chat is shouting for Nico. Vipula says Roberto is injured. Roberto's also injured. My goodness. All right, we'll gray him out. We got to do something with the injuries going on here at Barcelona. I mean, what is the fitness trainer doing here? Levi says, think of this. Ter Stegen, a goalkeeper. PK, Garcia, Araujo, center back. Levi, I hope you realize that what you're asking for is the formation that Ronald Koeman was trying to implement here at Barcelona before Joan Laporta said, no, you cannot run a 3 center back formation. You have to run a 4-3-3. I hope you realize that you are asking for exactly what Ronald Koeman was trying to do here at Barcelona. Ahmed, good morning, sir. Nick says, would like to see Demir get some minutes. Yeah, but he's got to do something with the minutes that he's getting right now before that can happen. Animal, good morning, says, don't think the new coach will go with Koeman tactics, to be honest. Listen, Koeman was playing a 4-3-3. His tactics were to go with a 3-back. So for everyone saying, oh, we're going to see brand new tactics and blah, blah, blah. Maybe, maybe not. We shall see. Brandon says we could see Ricky push 2, not impossible for if Barjuan likes him. It's a possibility. It is a possibility. I don't think he'll start, but it's a possibility. I think I got pretty close to what we're going to see against Alaves on Saturday. Ovi, good morning, sir. Ernest says, but 3-4-3 was Cruyff's favorite. That's fine. Talk to Joan Laporta about it, man. He's saying 4-3-3 or bust. Ovi, we did see I saw it. I don't know if everybody else saw it, but yeah, Pjanic throwing a little bit of shade. He liked a post with Ronald Koeman getting fired, and then said something a little bit shady about like knowing when to let that ish go or something like that. So a little bit of shade from Pjanic towards Ronald Koeman. It would be interesting. It would be interesting to see Pjanic come back and play under Xavi. Pjanic is definitely of the mold that Xavi would want to see, but he came in under bad circumstances. A swap for Arthur, a much older player. Nobody was happy about that. Levi says Valverde's 4-4-2, never forgotten. Yeah, never forgotten. It was the most boring football that Barcelona ever played. I would rather lose than win under the Valverde 4-4-2. It was so boring. So boring. Anyway, folks, this is the predicted lineup. I think Barcelona come in, fresh perspective, new energy. Alaves are sitting where? Let's see where they're sitting in the table here. I think they're pretty far down. La Liga table. Alaves, where are we at? Where are we at? Alaves currently sitting 16th, 10 matches played, 9 points. Barcelona sitting in 9th, 10 matches played, 15 points. So we should be able to take care of them. They've got 3 wins out of 5, though. And nothing's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed this year. So hoping for a big Barcelona win. 3-0. 3-0 to the Blaugranes, early prediction. We'll wait and see when the lineups come out. We'll do a full pregame, like I said, 2:30 Eastern Daylight Time, right here on the Undefeated channel. That's going to be tomorrow. Come hang out with us. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you can be part of the conversation with Culers from around the world, the Stash Squad, if you will. We're going to be supporting the Blaugranes on to victory. A new era, even though it will be brief, with our interim coach, Sergi Barjuan. We're going to see what kind of lineup he goes with, see what kind of tactics he runs, and then we will sit and patiently wait for our next club legend to come and run the show, Xavi Hernandez. Could just be moments away from that announcement. So maybe we'll do some breaking news. Maybe we'll have an uploaded video before that happens. But I'm not making any promises. Not making any promises. Next thing you'll see is probably going to be the live stream, my friends. So with that out of the way, thank you so much for spending your morning with me. It's always fun to start the day with the Stash Squad, the undefeated community. Cheers to you all. It's a new era, folks. We're going to move forward. But again, keep your expectations a little bit low. We are still rebuilding. Even with a new manager coming in, we can be excited, but let's keep those expectations realistic. All right? I will see you all tomorrow for Barcelona versus Alaves. My friends, thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride. I'll see y'all next time. Mwah.